Good morning, this is Randy. This video is about what your narcissist partner admires about you and then envies about you. These are my personal ideas, and I suspect that many of you will be able to relate to these. My narcissist admired the fact that I was financially responsible. I paid my bills, didn't get upset when I got bills in the mail, paid everything on time, would also pay myself in terms of savings, didn't dig into my savings if I absolutely didn't have to, tried to save for large items that I might need in the future, such as a roof on a house or a new dishwasher, a new washing machine, car repairs, those kind of bigger ticket items. And then later, he seemed to envy it and hate it because he tried to do these things. He tried to accomplish these things. He was unable to do it. He gave up and then had me managing his money, which I was quite willing to do. I started a savings for us that he contributed to. I paid his bills with his money on time. And I was fine with doing that because I understand some people just aren't good at that. And I was quite willing to do it, but I still had that feeling that he envied me or even hated me, despised me for being able to manage money because he couldn't do it. My writing ability. I have a really good writing ability. I have an ability to put my thoughts on paper to make sense of it. I'm not like an author. I'm not to that point at all. But I can write some very, succinct paragraphs that make sense. My grammar is pretty good. My spelling's good. My vocabulary's, decent. And I'm succinct. I don't usually do any kind of run-on sentences or add more than what's needed. And I think the narcissist admired that ability in me, that I had a good writing ability, for example. He had a very good vocabulary, better than mine, but he couldn't get his thoughts down on paper, and he was a very poor speller and had very bad grammar. So when he needed a letter written or something done for a customer, he would often ask me to either edit it, proofread it, or write it for him. And I was quite happy to do it. I mean, that's okay. Let's share our skills. I figured I'm good at some things, you're good at other things. I didn't mind helping him. But then again, it was something that he kind of was jealous of because he couldn't do that. My mothering or parenting ability. I have a good relationship with my son. I worried to a certain extent as he was growing up. Kept close tabs on him. Watched him like a hawk when he was a baby so he didn't hurt himself. Tried to give him his space as he got older. Made sure that he had contact with his dad So he had that male role model in his life, which was not the narcissist. It was my first husband. So he would remark and he would look at me with admiration for, like, I guess the type of mother I was to my own son and the relationship that I had with my son, but yet he was very jealous of it at the same time. He would resist the urge to compete with my son for love and attention. And there's no reason to do that because it's different kind of love. There's no way I'm going to love a man the way that I love my own son. Different kinds of love. But he did not have a good parenting ability, and he does not have good relationships with his kids. So that is an area that, because I do, probably points out some gaps to him and causes him to be jealous and envious. And that jealous and envy, can lead to hatred. I take care of my pets. I don't let them outside. As you can see, my kitty has a harness on because he's a purebred. He wasn't expensive, but I like Siamese cats, and I don't let them loose outside, but I do let them outside on leashes tied to something, and then I stay out and watch them. That's the safe way where I can let my pets get some fresh air, enjoy the sun, enjoy the outdoors, eat some grass or whatever, explore the bugs, plants, but not put them in danger, and I always watch them. He was fascinated by that. I also take my pets to the vet to get their regular shots. So that kind of care and concern for a pet and the way I took care of my pets, it shouldn't be any kind of something unusual. It's just normal to me. But to the narcissist, I think he really respected that, and he was like fascinated. Like, how could somebody like care about a pet so much to actually get them shots and buy them harnesses and supervise them when they're outside so they don't get run away or get hurt, get lost. My emotional strength. It's hard to describe what my emotional strength is, especially because I've changed since my relationship with the narcissist has ended. But the drive, motivation, kind of emotional strength to bear and to cope with life stressors, I think, and still forge ahead in life, was something that the narcissist admired about me, but I also believe he envied it because, again, it's a trait that he doesn't have. My ability to compromise, that's an area that he was very happy about because I was always compromising, basically pandering to his needs. So he loved my ability to compromise, but also he thought it was, I feel that he thought it was silly if he were to do that himself. He thinks it's more like gullible, stupid. So it benefited him, but the ability to compromise is not something that he really, I don't think, envied. But he did admire it in me because it benefited him. My vulnerability, my ability to be vulnerable and express my feelings and have empathy toward him, he really valued that, of course, because it totally benefited him. I think he was a little bit puzzled by how could somebody be vulnerable? How could someone allow themselves to be vulnerable like that? And, I was doing it because I was in love and also role modeling. It's like showing someone, okay, I'm vulnerable. You can be vulnerable with me too. This is a safe place. I did get him to reach a certain point of safety and comfort with being vulnerable, but it only went so far. And it definitely didn't go far enough. My organizational skills, the narcissist envied and admired my organizational skills. Just ability to organize time and fit a lot of things into one day and be efficient, because that was something that he had difficulty with. He could organize things for a certain period of time. For example, as soon as he woke up, and then for maybe 3-4 hours in a day, he could get focused, and then he would lose the focus, and everything would become, how to seek pleasure for the rest of the day, how to, act on his hedonistic desires to experience pleasure, and not to be motivated or driven to sometimes do the things that we don't want to do, such as work. And my good habits, just habits that normal people have, cleaning up after themselves, something that you learn as a child, maintaining a decent living space. I mean, I'm not a clean freak or anything, by no means am I a clean freak, but just to maintain a decent living space. My sleep habits. I have a natural biological clock. My clock, needs to go to sleep at a certain point, sometime between 9:30 and midnight, and then wake up sometime between, 5:30 and 6:30 or 7. My body stays asleep for 7 hours or so. I don't overdo it. I don't like to stay up till 4 in the morning and then sleep until noon. I don't change my sleep patterns, and the narcissist envied that, because that was something he could not do, was stay asleep or maintain a regular sleep pattern, not without alcohol anyway. And ironically, the last point I wanted to make is the narcissist admired my ability to control myself, my ability for self-control, my ability to set boundaries, to not go overboard on certain activities that could be bad for me had I taken them to excess, and to create distance between myself and other toxic people. For example, certain people in my family, if they were making me feel bad or toxic, I was able to create a distance without being mean or rageful or offensive, but just develop some kind of a safe distance between people. And the narcissist is unable to do that. He's unable to create safe distances between himself and other people that make him feel bad or that cause him stress, such as his children and his mother. He was unable to set those kind of relationship boundaries in a matter-of-fact way. It always had to be in an angry way where, now we're not speaking to each other for years. This is the kind of things that he would do with his brother, his kids. So I hope you enjoyed this video and can relate to some of the things that I talked about. Thanks for listening.